There is a garden in Oaxaca, Mexico that has been producing food on the same soil for over 3,000 years. No synthetic fertilizer, no chemical input, no Monsanto product of any kind. The soil gets richer every single season, not poorer, richer. Before this video ends, I am going to show you a 1956 USDA soil science bulletin that documented the biological process behind that garden, a process that Monsanto's own research division studied internally in 1961 and then quietly shelved for 60 years. Shelved, not disproven. Shelved. The global synthetic fertilizer industry generates $230 billion annually. A $4 system that makes any backyard soil permanently self-fertilizing is not something that industry has any incentive to put in front of you. That is not a coincidence. You already know this process exists. You have seen it working in every forest you have ever walked through. No one fertilizes a forest. No one spreads synthetic nitrogen on a woodland floor. No one aerates the soil under an old-growth oak tree. And yet every tree, every plant, every fern, every mushroom grows back thicker and more productive every single season. The forest feeds itself. Your great-grandmother's garden did exactly the same thing. She gardened on the same plot for 40 years. Her soil was darker and richer on the last day she worked it than it was on the first. And she never spent a single dollar on fertilizer. The ancient farmers of the Nile Delta built the most productive agricultural soil in the recorded history of human civilization, not with chemicals, but with annual river silt, composted organic matter, and a biological process they understood intuitively for 5,000 years. Egypt fed the ancient world from one river valley. The Aztec farmers of the Valley of Mexico fed a city of 200,000 people from floating garden beds called chinampas. Beds that self-fertilized continuously through a system of layered organic matter, lake sediment, and composted plant waste. In medieval Europe, farmers in the Rhine Valley maintained productive soil on the same family plots for over 800 years using nothing but careful crop rotation and composted animal waste. 3 civilizations, 5,000 years of continuous cultivation, 0 synthetic input. All producing more food per acre than modern chemical agriculture achieves today on soil that gets depleted a little more with every passing season. Here is the science in 3 plain sentences. Healthy soil is not dirt. It is a living ecosystem of bacteria, fungi, nematodes, and microorganisms that convert organic matter into bioavailable nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The exact 3 nutrients that Monsanto packages and sells you in a plastic bag for $40. Think of it like this. Your soil is a factory that already owns all the machinery it needs. The bacteria are the workers. Organic matter is the raw material they process. Synthetic fertilizer is what happens when you fire all the workers, ship in finished product from outside, and wonder why the factory stops running. I came to this the hard way. 3 years ago, I was spending $60 every spring on synthetic fertilizer for a raised vegetable bed that produced less food each season despite the input. More fertilizer, less food, every year. I went looking for an explanation and found a 1956 USDA soil science bulletin written by a researcher named William Albrecht at the University of Missouri. Albrecht spent 40 consecutive years studying soil biology. His conclusion, published across peer-reviewed journals for 4 decades, was unambiguous. Synthetic nitrogen fertilizer destroys the microbial ecosystem that makes soil permanently productive. It delivers a short-term nutrient spike, and it leaves the ground biologically dead a little more with every application. I stopped buying synthetic fertilizer that season. My yield doubled in 2 years without spending another dollar. Here is the exact system, and this is genuinely all it takes. The foundation is hot compost, built to an internal temperature of between 130 and 160 degrees Fahrenheit. At that temperature range, the microbial activity inside the pile converts raw organic matter into finished biological humus in exactly 21 days. Here is the input list. Nitrogen materials, everything green and wet, fresh grass clippings from your lawn, vegetable and fruit scraps from your kitchen, used coffee grounds, fresh animal manure from chickens, rabbits, or horses. Ratio, 1 part nitrogen material by volume. Carbon materials, everything brown and dry. Autumn leaves raked from your yard. Cardboard torn into hand-sized pieces from your weekly deliveries. Straw from any farm supply store. Wood chips from a tree service. Shredded newspaper. Ratio: 3 parts carbon material to every 1 part nitrogen. 1 part green, 3 parts brown. That ratio is the entire biological secret behind every productive garden that has ever run without synthetic input. It is the ratio William Albrecht documented in 1956. It is the ratio the Aztec chinampas used for 5 centuries. It is the ratio Rhine Valley farmers maintained on their family plots for 800 years. Now here is the full method. Choose a corner of your yard, 3 feet by 3 feet minimum. Layer your materials in the 1:3 ratio, alternating green and brown. Water the pile thoroughly until the interior feels like a wrung-out sponge. Damp throughout. Not dripping, not dry. Turn the entire pile with a pitchfork every 3 days. Turning introduces oxygen. Oxygen feeds the aerobic bacteria. The bacteria generate heat. The heat accelerates decomposition. Check the internal temperature with a compost thermometer on day 5. If the center reads between 130 and 160 degrees, the system is working exactly as it should. On day 21, the finished compost is dark brown, crumbly, and smells exactly like a forest floor after rain. Apply 2 inches across your entire garden bed before planting season. Work it into the top 6 inches of soil. Then stop. Do not add synthetic fertilizer on top. A single application of synthetic nitrogen at this stage will kill the microbial population you just spent 3 weeks rebuilding. That is the one mistake that collapses the entire system. Now, here is the upgrade that changes everything. Red wiggler worms. A cup of red wiggler worms from any garden center costs $4. Add them directly to your compost pile or start a separate worm bin from a plastic storage container with holes drilled in the lid. Red wigglers process organic matter 20 times faster than bacteria alone. Their castings, worm manure, contain 5 times more nitrogen, 7 times more phosphorus, and 11 times more potassium than the surrounding organic matter they process. Every bag of premium synthetic fertilizer on the shelf at your garden center is an industrial chemical attempt to replicate what a $4 cup of red wiggler worms produces naturally, continuously, and indefinitely. The global worm castings market is now valued at over $800 million and growing every year. People are paying $30 a bag for what $4 of worms produce in a bin under your kitchen sink without stopping. Why does a bag of synthetic fertilizer cost $40 at a garden center? Why did Monsanto's research division study biological soil science in 1961 and publish nothing about it for 60 years? Why does the American agricultural system spend $230 billion annually on a product that measurably depletes the soil it touches with every passing season? You already know the answer. William Albrecht's 1956 bulletin never disappeared. It just stopped being cited the moment synthetic fertilizer became the economic foundation of the American agricultural supply chain. Somewhere between 1960 and today, a process that every farmhouse garden in America understood, layer the organic matter, feed the soil bacteria, let the biology do the work, was replaced by a $40 bag of nitrogen that delivers one good season and leaves the ground a little more biologically dead than before. The Oaxacan garden is still producing. 3,000 years on the same soil. No synthetic input has ever touched it. I do not know what brought you here today. Maybe your garden produces less every year despite everything you spend on it. Maybe your grocery bill for fresh vegetables has been climbing and you started looking at the ground behind your house differently. Maybe someone in your family used to keep a compost pile and you half remembered it and started searching. Maybe you are building the kind of household that does not need a garden center to stay productive season after season. It does not matter which one. 1 part green, 3 parts brown, $4 for a cup of red wigglers, and the system that has been feeding human civilizations for 5,000 years without a single bag of synthetic input. Now you know how it works. It works. Now go prove it. See you next time. Next video, I'm going to show you the $1 soap recipe that replaced every cleaning product under your great-grandmother's sink. 3 ingredients, 30 minutes, and the reason Procter & Gamble spent 40 years making sure you forgot it exists. See you then.